Give a big hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Good start, good finish, and a bike race that starts and finishes outside a pub. You know, what else can you ask for?
Heartbreak Hill. Yeah, I've heard about that.
It was always the ride that Collie boys wanted to ride in, and many great cyclists have ridden in this race.
Now, you're preparing for the 2014 Collie to Donnybrook at the age of 73.
Yeah.
There aren't too many 73-year-olds riding full stop, and you're going to ride the Collie to Donnybrook, one of the toughest handicap races in Australia. Tell us your thoughts on that.
Well, I've ridden it on 2 other occasions, as long as the handicapper looks really kindly on me, I think that possibly I've got a reasonable chance. It depends on the day, the weather, and obviously how I feel as well, and the group that I'll be in.
So is there any particular part of the course that brings back any fond memories or anything in particular on the Donnybrook course?
The nice bit is going down Heartbreak Hill and then getting to the turn, and then working out how far the groups are behind you, and then actually getting to that hill with still plenty in the tank, if you like, plenty of energy left, and trying to get up there before the big boys come along and catch you, and hopefully not catch you.
It's probably one of the hardest courses I think we've got in WA for racing, because when you take off in the Collie Donnybrook, you've got a lot of hills right from the beginning. You've got to climb out of Collie, and then once you get on the road to Donnybrook, it is like the deadest road I've ever ridden on in my life. You can't get any speed out of your bike. I mean, here you are with the top dozen or so professional bike riders, road riders in Australia, and we were just battling to get speed out of that road. It was pretty tough. And then when you come back in after that, you turn around and come back from Donnybrook, you've got to climb the hills again to get back into Collie, so it's a very tough race.
Hello, I'm Wayne Lally. I was the lucky winner in 1969. To me, that's about 45 years ago, so my memory's not all the best, but it's the things I remember about that race was, I think it was the week after the professional state championships, and in the professional championships the week before, Ken Norris and I got first and second, and we thought we'd be on scratch when we went down to race at Collie, and of course they actually put us on block. We were a bit disappointed about being riding on block. These pros, we were former amateurs, and the pros didn't seem to like the idea of us amateurs coming along and being their top riders, I think, right? That's just a personal thing. But we started on block and we were pretty determined, and when we went right through the field, scratch never caught us, and I thought to myself, bugger me, last week Ken Norris beat me. I'm going to make sure I beat him this week. So I actually won the sprint home from Ken and Laurie, and it was a bit good for me. I'm really happy that I was able to win such a prestigious race. It was great, and it's been in my memory ever since. The hardest part is when you've been all the way out to Donnybrook and you've come back and you hit Mumble uphill. My God, that hurts. And it hurts everyone. And if you're riding well, you keep going up Mumble uphill and you just see guys dying all the way. So what I do now, each time I go down, I sit on top of Mumble uphill in my little car. I've driven down to Collie to watch the race nearly every year, and I sit out on top of Mumble uphill and think of the legs you buggers have got to put up with as you're going over the hill.
How will the Dome team be supported this year?
Yeah, we'll be taking down probably about 10 guys. We'll be going down to Collie this year. We've got a few guys that are going to be going really well. Luke Ellis, Carlos, and Albany's hero, Stuart Passmore, will all be going down. So yeah, Collie Donnybrook's awesome race. We love it every year we go down. So we can't wait to give it a good hit this year for sure.
Yeah, look, it's my favourite event of the year. I top 15 last year. A bit of generosity from the handicappers, and I'm hoping that they're equally generous again this year. But yeah, no, I look forward to it.
And are there any particular parts of the course that you guys enjoy or dislike?
Well, Heartbreak Hill on the way back in is definitely the bit of the course that I don't like, that's for sure. I got dropped on that last year, managed to chase back on the downhill into town, but yeah, that just cooks you every year. It's just it's a killer.
Collie Donnybrook is an exciting event that I look forward to doing each and every year. It's actually my favourite event on the calendar. I've ridden it about 6 or 8 times now, and I'm really looking forward to getting down there this year in 2014.
Collie has just been a sensational place for me, number one, because it always gave me the right conditions to race. That's number one. Secondly, some really good experiences with the Donnybrook, learning how to ride the Donnybrook, not to shell, as Gary Suckling uses the phrase, shell the soldiers on the first hill out of town. Making sure we all get to the finish together, because at the end of the day, it is a handicap event. So, and you've got to make sure you look after all your mates, both in your group and once you get up, that's when the race starts, basically.
So Collie Donnybrook, you have to worry about coming back over Mumballup. That's where the bike race opens up. But for those of you who haven't ridden the Collie Donnybrook, about 15 minutes into the bike race, there is a hill that everyone tends to forget about. And that's the hill where your legs will start burning and your lungs will absolutely start screaming. So just be a little bit careful of how hard you're going through in the pace line in that first 15 to 20 minutes of the bike race. Get out over the top of that climb, and then it starts to descend very fast all the way before you turn right and head towards Donnybrook. It's downhill all the way to Donnybrook. Everyone flies to Donnybrook. Then you get the realisation when you do the U-turn, come back past the Donnybrook Bakery, and it's uphill all the way home. It gets very, very tough in that last half hour, and that's where the scratchmen, the strong riders, really come into their own. Best of luck for this year's Collie Donnybrook.